A slow-moving typhoon is battering Japan this morning, dumping heavy rain across a large portion of the country. So far, one person has died and 3 others are missing, but more than 2,000 have been evacuated. The slowness of the storm has many worried about flooding and landslides. This is the 12th typhoon of the season. Now let's go over to Stefan with a very special guest this morning.
Kim, thanks. It was 6 months ago that Japan was hit by a devastating earthquake and then a tsunami. In the days and weeks after that massive disaster, the tsunami captivated headlines, but it has faded from public eye, and the country is far from recovering. And here this morning in Studio 5, Kunishiki, a former sumo wrestler and now someone who's using his fame to help raise money to help those in Japan. Still, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Early. First of all, Chicago, why are you here? I know you just got here a couple days ago.
Well, I was invited by the Japanese Chambers of Commerce. We're collaborating on some events from today, the next 3 days, to raise some funds to take back to the Tohoku area, which is the northern part of Japan where everybody noticed a tsunami. And I had my own movement, which I started in April, being up there feeding people. My first group of people that we fed like 5,000 people. I was just there in June. We fed about 3,000 people then, and we plan to go up with the people from here from Chicago next month, and the 1st to the 5th, to feed more people and stuff.
And you live in Japan.
Actually, I'm originally from Hawaii,
right.
But I've been living in Japan. My sumo career was 16 years. So after my sumo career, I kept living in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you've been helping out with the people in Japan. We mentioned here in the intro, but this has kind of faded from the public mind. We don't see it as much on television now. How are you parlaying your career in sumo into helping these people out?
Well, after my career, because who I am, I've always dealt with volunteering all my life as a kid growing up. So I try to take the same thing that I've learned as a kid, try to help people, you know. And then just me and a bunch of friends and a bunch of corporate owners have put our minds together, and we just gather whatever we can, take some food out there, just to get them that warmth. I mean, a lot of people, it's the bottom line. It's like zero. They're all starting from zero. They're finally moving out of shelters. Yeah, that's one. It's a relief, but at the same time, it's still a problem for a lot of them moving out of the shelter, because a lot of them don't have anything. They have no jobs. Their companies all wiped out for those areas. So there's a lot of work to do.
And this is especially hard on the children there in Japan. And I know you've worked a lot with children with the Kunishiki Foundation, first it was children from from Hawaii to Japan. Now you're bringing them to Hawaii.
Yes, the idea is try to get them outside, try to refresh their feelings about moving forward with their lives, you know. And a lot of families has lost their parents. A lot of these kids are like no parents now, so my idea is just trying to get them motivated to look forward and, you know, better themselves, and maybe they can come back and rebuild their villages in their areas and stuff.
We just have a little bit of time left. I wanted to ask you how people here in the Chicagoland area can help out. How can they help, and how can they see you this weekend?
Well, the next 3 days, the Japanese Commerce has events that we will be doing some in the park and stuff. So if you can just look up the Japanese Commerce, their homepage, they have a list of things we'll be doing this next 3 days. And plus, if you can do research on some nonprofit organizations who are out there actually helping directly with the relief efforts in Japan, that would be nice too.
Obviously, well, it's great to see someone who's being such a huge help for the people who need it so much there. Kunishiki, so great to meet you. Great to see you in the studio. Thanks. All right. And now here's Kim.
All right, thank you both very much. When the news continues this morning, a dog and a cat who both need a new family. Watch out, you're going to fall in love with these two. Check them out next. Plus, we've got the weather outlook as we take a live look outside our city this morning. What is going on with our weather this weekend? Yeah, a big switch in store. Pete Zach's going to join us with a full forecast when we come back.
When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old past said. Boy, you got a friend in me.